Okay, so get ready for this deep dive because today we're looking at something pretty wild.
Definitely a bit out there.
Yeah, we're talking about this story. It's got spaceships and aliens, but it's also kind of about like reality TV.
Reality TV, you mean like those competition shows?
Well, yeah, like those. But the contestants in this story are trying to conquer Earth.
To conquer Earth. Wait, so are we talking about aliens invading?
Not exactly. It's more like, okay, imagine a reality show where the prize is taking over the planet.
So like some kind of intergalactic survivor where the winner gets to rule Earth?
Exactly. And get this, the main character's name is Donald Trump.
Trump. Like, is that supposed to be?
You got it. This story doesn't exactly hide where it gets its inspiration.
So this is definitely satire, right? Like it's poking fun at...
Oh, absolutely. It's so over the top, but that's what makes it so funny and also kind of thought-provoking.
I see what you mean. So tell me more about this Donald Trump. What's he like?
Well, picture this. He makes his grand entrance riding down a golden escalator.
A golden escalator. Okay, that's pretty over the top.
Right. And of course, his hair is described as this, like, gravity-defying masterpiece.
It's all starting to sound very familiar.
And then there's his big slogan, Make Earth Great Again.
Wow. They really lay it on thick, don't they?
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. Trump keeps talking about this master plan to conquer Earth.
So, what is his plan? Does the story actually explain how he's going to pull this off?
Well, that's the interesting part. The plan is never really explained. It's all very vague.
Huh. It's almost like the author is making a point about how some leaders rely more on image than substance.
Right. Like they can talk a big game, but when it comes to the actual details, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. It's like they're trying to dazzle us with the spectacle.
And distract us from the lack of any real substance.
Yeah, I guess you could call that manufacturing consent.
Manufacturing consent? What do you mean by that?
It's this idea that powerful people can manipulate public opinion through things like media and propaganda. It's about shaping the narrative to get people to go along with their agenda.
So in this story, Trump's big personality and all the hype around him, that's how he's trying to manufacture consent.
Exactly. It's not about having a concrete plan. It's about controlling the narrative and getting people to buy into his vision, even if it's all smoke and mirrors.
Wow, that's a pretty insightful way to look at it. So, wait, if this is all about Trump trying to conquer Earth, what about the aliens?
Well, that's the other side of this story. The aliens are basically the producers of this cosmic reality show.
So they're like the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Yeah, and their reactions to Trump are really interesting. They're kind of amused by him. They're a little worried about what he might do, but they're also obsessed with the ratings.
Sounds like any network executive I've ever met.
Right. It's like the story is making a point about how entertainment and media can sometimes be more concerned with ratings and profits than with the actual consequences of the events they're portraying.
So in a way, this whole story is kind of like a big commentary on how we consume media and how it shapes our perceptions of reality.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like we're all part of some grand cosmic reality show, and maybe the real question is, who's really in control?
That's a great question. It makes you think about who's pulling the strings, both in this crazy story and in our own lives. You know, we see outrageous things happening in the news every day, and it's hard not to wonder if sometimes it's all just a big show.
And that's what good satire does, right? It makes us question our assumptions, challenges our perspectives, and maybe even helps us see things in a new light.
I totally agree. So to wrap this up, what do you think the author is trying to tell us with this story? What's the big takeaway here?
I think it's a reminder to be critical thinkers, to not just accept things at face value, but to question the motives behind the things we see and hear, especially when it comes to larger-than-life personalities and their promises.
Absolutely. So next time you see a headline that seems too outlandish to be true, or a political figure who leans heavily on spectacle, maybe ask yourself, are we witnessing reality imitating art? Or are we all just players in a cosmic reality show?
It's definitely a question worth pondering.
It really is. And on that note, we'll leave you to think about it. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. See you next time.
See ya.
And don't forget to keep those tinfoil hats handy. You never know what we'll uncover next.
Never hurts to be prepared.
Exactly.